Hey, hey, hey.
Let's go. New
Welcome,
day. Let's go.
welcome. You already know it's Carl Williams, and you know I'm with the GOAT of a coach.
Carla Harris.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Man, hey, how was your week? How was your week?
Hey, it's been great. It's been great. Just every day, summertime, looking at what's happening, the trends in basketball, the trade talks, the different things that's happening. So we got a couple of nice social topics to talk about.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Listen, Miami native, went to Miami Edison, right? And went to Gulliver. Sylvia Fowles, set to retire this upcoming year. All Star game. She gets a steal, breaks away, bangs it home.
Throw it down. Throw it
Bangs it
down. She
home.
did it. She did it in high school. She did it in college. She did it on the league. So I mean, nothing but she's a Hall of Famer. Nothing but great things to say about Sylvia Fowles. This is what you would think the WNBA would say this year. Let this person be the face. Like she's earned it. She could be one of the faces. We talked about that kind of like last episode, but that's when you can bring in those type of players and really give them their kudos, while they're in the game as they go out of the game.
Yes.
I feel like that. You remember that commercial where the man was dangling the thing and it was like, oh, almost.
Yep. Gotta be
I
quicker than that.
almost, I was almost able to say I coached her. Well, I coached her with the Miami Suns.
Right.
I was an assistant coach, but I mean, I almost was able to say I was her high school coach.
How
A couple
so
of
okay.
red tape cause to make the deal get done. But she's such a sweet person.
So if
So
we were times are
hey, conversation may be different. I probably would have been out there at the All Star game. You know what I'm saying? But again, so proud to be for her to be from the 305, and she's been a great representative of our community. Everywhere she goes, she carries herself with so much class. So shout out to Miss Sylvia Fowles. Continue to represent us well.
yeah, and you know what? She just even matching that, I never met her personally, but seeing her play while she was in high school, and also just the impact that she's had over the years and on the travel ball circuit, because she gives back to the Miami Suns.
Yeah.
They do have a team. They're on the EYBL circuit, and she gives back to those kids. She pours into those kids. So not only an outstanding player on the court, outstanding human being, outstanding individual. Everybody's not cut from that same cloth, and she consistently does it. That's the key. She consistently does it. You see that in her game. She's been the prominent piece for the Minnesota Lynx for ever since she got in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. She's that type of player. She makes the people around her better. And when I tell you humble, I mean definition of humble, that's her. She carries herself very meek off the floor, but you definitely notice her presence on the floor. So you get that presence on the floor, and you're like, man, she's so laid back and chill, but she's a beast on that floor. She's definitely a beast on that floor. And we're gonna miss her out there on the league. But I feel like you get that time where it's time for me to take on some other adventures in life, and
Yeah.
she's probably at that moment. So
Hey,
continued success to her.
absolutely. Time to cross over, right?
Hey, the crossover. We have to reach out there and see if we can get her on here and see what her next move. As she crosses over from the league to the next part of her life. Yeah, we got to work on that one.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. I know you say you almost had her, right? You almost had her. If we were in a different time, day and age, like how times are right now, do you think the likelihood of her coming to Miami Northern would have changed?
Oh no, I mean it wasn't her. It wasn't her not wanting. There was an error in my office,
Ah,
and the next day I was able to get it fixed. But by that time, her mom had made another move.
okay.
So they were there to make it happen, and just wasn't because the things at Edison had kind of went awry. And
Okay.
we were, fortunate to be one of those programs. And Sylvia and I have always had mutual respect for one another, and she said like I would love to play for you. So but there was an error in my office, and by the
Ooh,
time I got to the right person to get it fixed, it was a little too late. But again, I wished her well and cheered for her at Gulliver. We played against each other, and she smacked us like she would. But yeah, just an awesome individual. Her mom, herself, just awesome. Family, awesome.
Yeah. And you know what? Even speaking of that, like we have player movement in high school now. High
Right,
schools have a portal. Like
right,
real talk. They have a straight up portal.
right,
I see the guy, Marcus Allen, played for the Miami Northern. He's going to a school in Arizona. Like all the way in Arizona. It
right.
just makes you wonder, it just makes you think. You know, I don't know. It's a different climate in this day and age. A lot comes with that, man. A lot comes with that. A lot comes with that. And I know it's gonna be a lot of skepticism and criticism and all kind of isms. Um, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
the rumors have been out there for how long?
Oh, it's been a while. That's near and dear to my heart. That's home for me. So it's been out there for a while, but I never heard of something across the country. I thought it might have been something like a Mount Bird, somewhere like that was in the state, another powerful national program. I thought something like that, but that school for me came out of nowhere. So, but I mean, maybe it was always on the radar for him or his family. I'm not sure, but it's different. I don't know, why do we not think that a winning program, a well-established coach of the stature of his coach, shout out to my brother, Coach Lawton Williams. Why isn't that person who has a NBA draft pick under his um
It's
how would you say
tutelage.
resume, his tutelage?
Yep.
Um, why isn't he deemed worthy? And let me say this: everyone's able to make the decision that they think is best for them and their child. So there's no criticism there for me.
Right.
But we're just having
A
conversation,
general conversation.
a general
Absolutely.
conversation about it, as in terms of the coach is established, the program is established nationally. They get invited all over the country to play, and they have winning players or players who've been successful. I just don't understand why it's not enough. I don't know, but that's something that maybe they know something that we don't know, or maybe they were offered something that we don't know, and that's different. It's different to me. Let me say this: if a player transfers because the competition, they're not, you're the best person on the team, you're not being coached up, you're not getting any exposure, you're not getting any experience. There are different reasons. And again, I don't judge anyone's reason. I always tell any parent, whether you leaving my program or coming to my program or leaving somebody else's program, always do what you think is best for your child. I've lost players who've transferred, I've gained players who transferred. I'm impartial to that part. It's no problem. I don't have a problem with anybody doing that. Just thinking, like, what is it that would be satisfying to a person?
Yep. And that makes sense. And what I've seen over the past few years is kids transferring from their respective high school and going to IMG, Mount Verde,
Right.
Oak Hill. Like they're going to these schools. What is it about those schools that's attracting those kids besides, hey, you get to play on the national circuit? Because they're not necessarily governed by the state rules per se.
Oh,
Is
they're
that
not.
correct?
Not at all.
Okay.
Right.
So
Those
you think that
programs don't play for a state championship. They can play for a national championship, but not a state championship.
okay.
So, but I would say, to answer your question, a lot of times it is the regiment, because you're really I want to say raised, but you're put into a collegiate regiment to where
Mhm.
you go to class and you work out, and you go to class and you work out. So it's not a lot of that middle stuff that's going on. You're really drilled on being successful in that particular sport, and that's what those schools are predicated on. Not a lot of the other stuff that goes on in the traditional high schools. So I think, and then let's talk about facilities. So those facilities, at a lot of those places, could be just elite, because money go directly into building the state of the art weight room or the state of the art facility in terms of your arena, a field, a football field, or whatever. You're exposed to a different thing than maybe your inner city schools, who may not have those type of facilities to offer you. So that's
And
something to think about as well.
man, I get that. I'm a product of the public school system, and I made it.
Yeah.
You're a product of the public school system, and you made it.
Yeah.
Um, does the facilities and things help? Maybe. Will it make a difference in high school? And not if you're not putting in the work.
Right.
Not if you're not putting in the work.
Right.
When you get to college, yes, it's a different beast because there's a different demand. But I think those players that want it, they have a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I think high school teaches you how to lead, right? Everybody's not a leader, but I think you can lead in high school if you're the best player on the team, if you're bringing those intangibles to a team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Running, I'm not saying that they're running, but if I'm gonna go put myself on an all-star team or a team full of people that we all be the star at any school that we selected, yeah, our practices probably will be fun, but you're gonna start to see the separation because you're gonna probably get kids who get lazy because they think they're the best.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna deal with kids who pay to go to that school, parents pay full tuition, and now we got a problem like why my kid not playing?
Yeah. Like I didn't look up the particular school that he's going to, which I plan to, just to see some background about the school, and to see if it's one of those type of schools. Is it a IMG or Mount Bird type of school,
Okay,
Oak Hill type of school? I'm not sure.
right.
But that would be interesting to learn. Is it a traditional high school? Did you go from a traditional high school to a traditional high school across the country, or
Right.
did you go to one of those sports academy type of schools? So that would have a lot to do with it. Because, but then you can always say people could sell a lot of dreams about what they can do for you. And he's one of the top, like I'm not sure exactly where he's ranked in his high school, his class,
Right.
his class of 2024, I believe. So I'm not sure where he's ranked in that class. Pretty high from what I hear. So are you offering or saying that I can help you get to the league, which no one can do that? And we think about how many young men who've made it from traditional high schools made it to the league. So I mean, we just have to weigh our options and see what's best for your child. That's all I can say. See what's best for
Yeah.
your child.
Hey, I agree with that 100%. And we got to start seeking out people that have gone that route so we can get
Yeah,
that perspective. I think that's
right.
a great perspective to bring in because we see it. We're starting to see that happen now on the women's side as well, not just the men.
Yeah, we
We're
had like
starting to see
Sydney Shaw
Sydney Shaw, yes,
left, and she went to what was that? I
um,
am
DME,
DME.
DME in Daytona. Yeah, she went to
Yeah.
DME. Yeah, for sure. Hey, listen. Well, we got one of the legends from Aggie Land coming
Yeah.
to the stage. My boy Bernard
Y'all, what's up?
King.
How
What's
y'all
up?
doing?
What's up?
All right, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Hey, B King, that's my brother right there, man. Listen, I want you to tell the audience who you are. Tell them who you are in 2 minutes.
Man, I'm just a Bernard King, first and foremost. Uh, I'm from a little small town in Gill, Skipton, Louisiana, small town, about 2,000 people. I'm just a country boy that always had a big heart, you know what I'm saying? That I always set out to just achieve big goals, and and to just make sure that I give back to where I come from, as well as just kids in general, just kids in general.
Man,
That's all
listen.
right.
Real quick. I don't even think
Real
about.
quick and to the
I don't
point.
even talk about the other part of it. That's just
So,
that part. That's who I
so
am.
can we call you BK, or is that what they call
Call
you?
me, yeah, you can call me B King, BK. It's all good.
All right. So BK, tell me this. I'm Carla. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to
Did a
meet you,
little
bro.
read up about you. Takara has spoken some great words about you. Tell us who's been most inspirational in your life and help you to get to where you are.
I mean, I had a lot of people come along the way, but number one inspiration by far has always been my mom. You know what I'm saying? That's been my sidekick since day one. Since I started, she the one who put me in the game. When I was 6 years old, she gave me a choice. She said, either you work or you play ball. So I mean, it wasn't an option. So since I was 6, she's been the one who always guided me. When I didn't have the confidence or I wasn't happy about something, she was the one that was always pushing me and encouraging me, telling me, "No, you better than that. You're better than that." She the one. So a lot of my fight, a lot of my determination, it comes from her. You know what I'm saying? She just always been in my corner, no matter what the situation was, and that's my number one. That's my
That's
number one.
awesome. That is sweet. Love
For
it.
sure.
Listen, in September, I hit BK on the DM, and I'm like, BK, you in the Hall of Fame yet? And you like,
Nah,
nah, sis, you in
crazy,
there yet? I'm like, nah, bro.
crazy,
I'm
crazy.
super excited because he's about to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And like, man, we were at A&M at the same time. Now I beat BK out.
Well,
I got a triple double first, and he came a week
you
later and got
did,
it. So
you
I got
did
the
that.
one up on him.
You play defense better than me, man. You know, you scared the ball. Y'all wasn't trying to steal, trying to score.
Yeah, but talk to us about what it means to finally get your induction into the Hall of Fame at A&M.
I mean, that's like the solidifying point for me. You know how we felt. I always felt I should be in there, but it wasn't happening for whatever reason. So, it was a little discouraging at times. It's like, oh, do they understand? The things that I try to help that program achieve. So when it finally happened, it was like, man, like it was just a blessing. You know what I'm saying, from God? Because like you said, we literally just talking about this. You're asking me that. Someone else asked me that same question, and it was like, no. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully this next round, it'll be okay. And then all of a sudden, man, that phone call or them saying like, you're in here. And then to see like the people that I'm getting in there with is like, man, that's crazy. It's just crazy. It's a blessing. It's a big blessing, and it's a big burden, off the shoulders. I feel a little bit more better to get a little recognition. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like they forget. You know what I'm saying? You, like you said, you was there. But so
Right.
we sort of know where it started at. So sometimes, it's good for them here outside of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I'm proud of you for that. You already know. Man, I was like, yo, you made it. Now I feel like I made it. Straight
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
That's what it's. I got a chance to see those Aggie men play this past season. I hadn't really paid a lot of attention, but they made a great run this season. So hopefully they can continue to build on the program, and men like yourself who put in there and help that foundation and get it started. So hopefully they can continue to build on that type of thing.
Of course,
Get that national recognition.
of course. Yeah. They do got a good program. They do. It's all them kids spoiled. That's what I call them, spoiled. Golly. So we had it good, man. Listen. Ooh,
The
man.
things that they get now compared to the things that were offered, yeah, it's
Not
crazy
even
right
close.
now.
It's not even close. But like I said, it's very good to see it though. It's good to see it. It's good to see what that program is now. And we're gonna keep supporting them as much as I can. And anything I can do, I always help. I train kids and do that stuff anyway. So hey, we'll see what happens from here with it.
Talk to us about this, BK, because coming out of A&M, like you are one of the top players in the country, right, for your class, and coming out into that draft. Talk to us about what you felt about the draft, and then having to go overseas. Like what? Because I know that it's like, man, it's a lot of emotion in there. So if you can
Yeah,
unpack
you do
that for
that.
us.
Yeah. And I mean, how pretty much how I felt. It was a killer. You know what I'm saying? Because all the work that I've done all those years, I felt like the chance wasn't like given. You know what I'm saying, that I needed. You know what I'm saying. Also, I was in there with LeBron James and them too, so that didn't help. But that's what they say, one of the best draft classes ever. So even though that was one of the best draft classes, I still felt like, what I'm saying, I should have been a part of it. But not being a part of it only gave me that drive that I actually needed. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was a little down about it. I let it wear on my shoulders a lot. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, I would wear it on my shoulders, like feeling I was supposed to be somewhere that I was getting robbed of. That's how I felt. So I just let that go into my determination. Like, all right, you know what? It's all in God's plan. Whatever happens. I never got told I wasn't good enough. I always got told right place, right time, whatever that meant. You know what I'm saying? So I just took it as, you know what? I just got to take advantage of wherever I'm at, make sure that I'm ready, prepared for whatever moment comes along. Because, I mean, I had to be ready for overseas just as well as the NBA there. I mean, some good basketball over there. I never thought I would be there, but actually getting to go there, got to open a bigger horizon of my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always a simple-minded thinking person, and getting able to travel the world sort of opened that up to let me know, like, man, it's some good basketball over there. And you can make a good living playing it over here as well. Even though my drive and my dream was still to come back home. I ain't gonna lie, always to come back home. But Now I have that drive and that determination in me to make sure that the next kid that goes through it or don't got to go through it. The things I had to go through, the things that I didn't know, to make sure that I push every bit of that into the next one. That's how all that's in me now, to make sure that I pass that part of me along.
Well, that leads us into this, BK. What the crossover? What does the crossover mean to you, or what have you crossed over into now?
Man, I done crossed over from being 6 years old. Y'all remember that 6? I'm 40 right now. I played. I quit basketball. 2 years? This is my third year. So 2-3 years ago, to the way it happened, and I really wasn't done with it, but the way it happened, it abruptly happened, which pushed me into a whole nother, like, I wasn't ready. Honestly, I wasn't ready. I didn't know what, you know what I'm saying? So I was here for a year just trying to figure out, like, man, what's next? What's next? To me finally making a phone call to my homeboy PJ at Legacy, where Miss Carrie at. Yep. Getting that phone call to him telling me, like, man, come on. That was it. Come on. To me, having to transfer all the way over to being a coach. It's been good. It's been a good a good crossover. Let me take that right. A good crossover from playing all those years now to having to actually coach and try to show that next generation, you know what I'm saying, what it takes to be successful.
Man, and talking about that, because these kids different, right? From when we played. So how are you handling the adjustment with this generation now? But y'all got some killers over there, man. Y'all got some beasts over there, man. Yeah. I see y'all just won the Under Armour championship.
Yeah, they did. That was P. Cool's Elite. Shout out to Cool's Elite. You know what I'm saying? My boy Neil just won the championship. P's done. That's the head coach for us, man. He got his own program, and yeah, they just won 16A, 16U UA on
All right.
Yeah. But to what you were saying, my bad. I got that.
No, all good.
You know how we is. I mean, I'm still sort of old school with it. I'm gonna push him. I like for him to be uncomfortable. That's why I would say, when you're uncomfortable, that's when I know I got you. So I don't want him to just come in there and just feel like, all right, we in here. It's lazy. I don't like the lazy working out. So I mean, we built that part to, hey, we come in there and we work hard. We push those kids to the max. Sometimes they get a max, sometimes they don't, but that's the part that you got to learn to understand. Everybody's not the same. So that's the little part, that you got to adjust to. But overall, man, it's been a good transition. I have some good kids that want to be better, and these kids work really hard. So I really haven't had it that hard yet. And, I know it get a little harder, but so far it's been great.
So you coaching the high school level, and do you feel like this is just really different? I know kids, like when you were playing as a high school athlete, do you feel the response to your coaching is different than how you responded to your coach? Do you have to kind of adapt your coaching style according to how the kids are? What do you feel about coaching high school?
It's a little bit of everything. Like, all that you ask, it's a little bit of it all. You got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, the kids these days, they don't accept you being too hard on them. All of them don't, but the ones that really want it, they accept it. And the ones who don't, you got to understand, it's just certain ways you got to approach everybody. That's just in life. You got to approach everybody in a different way. So the ones that don't, you pull them to the side, let them know, like, hey, I'm on you, but you know what I'm saying, I love you. As long as they feel that love from you, these kids, they gonna give it all for you. They're gonna give it all. So one thing I let them know is that I love them. I don't even outside the basketball part. They can laugh, they can joke, they can be themselves with me. So that has always helped me so far, because at the end of the day, I'm still a kid. Like I said, I just stopped playing. So I was playing with kids. So they close to the same age as some of the kids I was playing with. So it helps me to understand them when they're frustrated, not working hard, because I've been there and I've done that. But at the end of the day, I just teach them, understand, like, look, don't come in the gym and waste no time. It's tomorrow. It's not promising none of what you're not doing, the next person is. Just always remember that, and that you need to just come here and you go hard as you can, hour and a half, however long it takes, and just do the extra, do the stuff that the people don't see when the TV lights is not on. That's the most important thing to everything. It's not when the lights are on. It's what you're doing outside of that. And that's one thing I've always been able to do,
Ooh.
and I pass that along. Still,
Yeah.
you know,
I like that. I like that. It's not. I tell you, I live by that too. Like it's not what you do when the lights on. It's what you do
when
when
they are.
nobody's watching. That's
So,
really gonna count when the lights are on.
right.
You know that's really something to think about. But somebody giving y'all a shout out.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I
that's my
really like
cousin.
that. Okay.
That's my cousin, and he know Bernard. So
Oh,
All
so
right. Love you, brother.
second,
Yeah.
you second, and Lakeisha Jordan. Yeah, but boy, Key say y'all you second. BK, you
It's
know,
all right. I'll take that, man. All right.
call the
Hey, she
goat.
did what she had to do, man. I respect the card to the fullest. She know that. That's my sis, man, for real.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Hey BK, so you said you came from a small town, Gibson, Louisiana, 2,000 people, right? How many high schools did you guys have there?
High schools.
Yeah, just one, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many high schools, but I'm gonna give you our parish was small, so we had maybe eight schools in our parish.
8 schools.
Eight
Okay,
eight schools.
so
We were small. No
okay,
football.
so no none.
No football.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Oh,
see Louisiana is 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A. After 1A, B is class B and it's class C. We
Mm-hmm.
only had when I was coming up, we only had baseball and basketball.
oh
That's
wow.
all. That's all we had. We didn't have football. We didn't have track. They got track and all that now, but then we didn't have it. But
Okay.
Wow.
that's why we was always known for basketball. We had a lot of good players that come from where I'm from.
Okay.
We just all it's just hard to get. You know how it is. When you're from small places, it's hard to get out of there if you don't really work and find the right pieces to help get you up out of there.
Yeah. And that's the question that I wanted to go into because we were talking earlier before you came on about this transfer portal in high school, not in
Mm-hmm.
college, in high school. So you coming from a small town, you had to work hard and get yourself noticed. How were you able to do that in such a small town?
Man, thank God to my AAU basketball. Coach Mike Thiers. I played with Louisiana Select. That was one of the main things that helped me being able to play AAU. We got a chance to go outside of Louisiana, and that gave me a chance. You know what I'm saying? I also opened my eyes because where we come from. Shoot, if you're good around there, a lot of times you get stuck thinking you're good around there, not realizing that it's a whole bigger picture out here than just a little small town where we from. So me being able to travel the world, playing against some of the best players in the world, like it gave me a big platform, able to showcase my skills. And you know what I'm saying, by the time it was all said and done, I was what 32nd in the nation coming out of high school. So
Woo.
that says a lot, coming from where we from. That don't happen all the time. So it just took a lot of hard work and determination. And like I said, that AAU basketball for me really helped. AAU is not all the way the same as what it was used for back then. It's really for the kids and about the kids. So that was one of the main goals of it to help us to get on this big platform that we made it to.
Yeah, you hit a great point, BK, about the transition in the travel ball style or community. I
Mm-hmm.
think when we were coming up, it was really about getting the kids like
Recognition.
yourself
Mm-hmm.
that real recognition or exposure that you weren't going to get in a small. No one was coming down there to come
Nobody.
see you.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to get on a team and then take y'all out, and now I think it's transitioned. And I'm not saying all programs.
Right. No, it's not.
But now it's really transitioning to a lucrative business for a lot of people.
It is.
And a lot of kids and parents don't realize that your child has no business playing travel ball. Like your child should be your child should be in the gym
working out, getting better.
Working out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they need. So when the lights do come on and somebody come to see that teammate that probably was on the circuit, you can get in where you fit in. Like today, I trained 4 kids. I had kids all traveling, and those 4 kids needed to be in the gym. They didn't need to be on anybody's circuit, and I'm fine with that. Give those kids their time to get better. So you're right. That was a great point. We definitely has transitioned and changed a lot.
It has. And like you said, just to cover what you said, it's a business now. It's all about the dollar. If somebody can pay for their child, then boom, hey, you can play on my team. And it's not a lot of times it's not benefiting. It's not benefiting the kid because, like you said, at the end of the day, that's why I don't do no AAU. I don't have a problem with it, but I really don't get into the AAU side of it. But I've found a passion and sort of like want to train and help kids. That's what I actually had probably 12, 15 kids a day that I trained. I thought I was gonna be late to this, trying to hurry up and get back because it's bad Houston traffic. But some of them are actually great basketball players, but some of them, need they, like you said, they need this. They need to learn the fundamentals because a lot of the problems, the fundamentals are not being taught no more. You throwing kids out here with kids that are already at a high level. I just don't know how you expect for them to get better if they're not working on it. They're coming to practice, but you're just basically watching the good players play, and it doesn't help you because you need to be grinding, getting in that gym, so I can become who that person is ahead of me. So I totally agree with you on that one. A lot of these kids need some, my main thing is fundamentals because I'm not giving you 1,000 dribbles. I'm giving you 3 dribbles gets you a batch. That's what I tell you. You can't get if you don't score 3 dribbles, get the ball up. That's my motto.
You do it too much.
Basketball, dribbling too much.
Yeah. And the trainers that's doing all the scoop, come on, this kid just didn't know how to get the ball out of the pocket and feel like you doing too much.
You can dribble all day. Dribble all you want. You ain't got no jump shot. I tell them that you better learn how to shoot. You gotta be able to shoot, especially in today's game. If you can't shoot, it's very hard to play. It's very hard. And the way
you look at Steph Curry, he shoots the same way consistently. You know that man is shooting a lot. He's doing the same thing.
Same thing. Reps. That's true. That's all this stuff is. Reps, confidence, and consistency. That's all it is. That's it. That's it.
You hit one there, boy. Reps, consistency, confidence. Yes, sir.
Confidence. Once you get all that, you're gonna be confident. It's like basketball ain't never confident. Shoot, Steph confident. Everybody feel like they can hit them same half-court shots. They just ain't confident enough to shoot it.
And you said they're not consistently working on it like him. That's what makes him so confident that he can shoot it.
Yeah. He didn't work on that. He just didn't develop that overnight. That's another level. If I can get somebody to shoot like Steph Curry, listen, man, that man different. For real.
Yes, sir.
He's probably taking 1,000, 2,000 shots a day.
Minimum. So BK, how long were you overseas? How long was your career overseas?
17 years.
Man, listen, that's kudos, bro. Kudos, because that's a long time, man.
I was going for 20. I'm gonna put that out there too. I was going for 20. I don't know what happened after year 17. They robbed me of my next few years, man. But it is what it is. I had a good 17 out of them, though. I can say that. But I'm definitely I'm blessed.
Man, did COVID have anything to do with that? Because I'm thinking about the numbers you said 2-3 years ago.
Yep. It turned over to too old, and I don't know how old got in it, but I just had to accept that for what it was. But it was more the COVID situation because sort of once it was sort of time for some things to come up, COVID hit, and it wasn't even worth going at once the amount of money and the things that it was doing. And it's just like I just stayed home and just try to figure out the next step.
I mean, BK, with 17 years, man, that's longevity. Athletes don't have that type of career. Like, seriously, they're like 5 to 8 maybe. Yeah. Then that's a career. So for you to go for 17, like, bro, that's huge.
For real,
that
man.
Is huge.
That was that drive I told you. Shoot, that's that drive from not being where I felt I was supposed to be. I took that drive everywhere with me, everywhere. Yes, it didn't matter where I was, from the summer all the way to overseas. I took that same drive. Like, man, I'm going to show y'all. Like, man, y'all looking at one of them over there. That's what I always say. That's how I speak. Look, one of them. That's what I say. One of them. That's what I say. So I just went over there and I worked. And what they didn't see is what I did when I was at home. Like I tell them that then. I ain't have nobody training me. We didn't have that luxury like that. I was going out there doing it by myself. When people see me running at 1:00 in the middle of the day, hot as I don't know what, running down the road. They looking at me crazy, but they not understanding. You know what I'm saying? That drive, I was doing it for a bigger purpose. Mm-hmm. I really lived basketball. I tell them a lot of people were good at basketball, but a lot of people didn't love it. You know what I mean? That love that I had for it was something that was, like I said, it started me from my mom at 6. And I really love the game of basketball. Like, can't nobody take that from me. They can't, that part of it, they can't take from me. I love it. I love to teach it. I love to play it. I love to coach it. I love everything about basketball. So
Yeah, I can sense that and feel that passion as you say it. Like
real,
that passion,
real,
you
real.
know, it made me think about Steve Harvey. He has this thing that he says that the thing that you can do with the least amount of effort and makes you feel that passion that's your gift.
Yeah.
And sounds like basketball
I
and
was
coaching
finding it,
basketball, that's your
I
gift.
knew playing it was a gift, but I didn't know what was the gift afterwards, and that was a tough find. It was a tough couple years of just not really like man, like what is it? What do I want to do? I'm not really ready to stop playing. And that was probably part of the problem right there. Is I was still ready to want to continue to play. So I was fighting, playing and helping these kids. And I was already doing both, but I just had to commit myself to like, hey, you know what? I had a good 17 years of that. That's after college, plus
Right.
college, plus high school. I done did a lot. You know what I'm saying? I done did a lot. When you're doing it, you don't look at it that way. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You greedy. You want to keep going. You want to keep showing, proving a point. Like, hey, I still got it. That's what you want to prove. Now, I finally starting to lose that side of it, and it's starting to become bigger than me. It's always been bigger than me, but now I'm starting to see, like you said, that bigger picture, which is these kids, and that's my gift. I mean, I feel like that's my gift is just to help the next one, and that's really all that I'm gonna strive to do every day. Every day I'm here on this earth. That's my goal.
Love that. Love that. What
You know,
what advice would you give your younger self or another athlete coming up trying to make it to where you've been to with all of your accomplishments and accolades? What would you tell them?
man, work your butt off. It don't matter what nobody say about you. It don't matter. Nothing matters but the amount of work that you put into yourself. Um, Believe in yourself first and foremost. Believe in God, and and just trust it. Just trust the process.
Mm,
When it get rough, you already know, man. I've been putting this work in all my life for this. Like, it's not a such thing as pressure, because a lot of times people try to put pressure on you when you got older. Man, you got to come over here and win. If you don't win this year, it means you're too old. If you don't
mm,
put these certain type of numbers, you old. So that means you can't play no more. Don't ever let nobody tell you or age or too young, you're too old. Because it was one point I thought I was too young to play, and I started to play basketball early with older players, but I didn't believe in myself. It took that same lady I always tell y'all about. My mama telling me like, boy, you're good enough, boy. I haven't ever hear you say that again in your life, like telling me that you're not this. Yeah, you're good enough. And for me getting that chance to start to believe in myself, it took me 8th grade to start to really believe in myself. And I had, like I said, keep a high drive about yourself. And one of the things I always say is do not wear your emotions on your sleeve. That was one of the
ooh,
biggest things that I did. I am one of the most misunderstood people because of
Yes,
that.
sir.
I wore my emotions on my shoulder, and it wasn't in a bad way. It was just how I was. I was very passionate about for the love of basketball, and a lot of times you see this, but a lot of times I'm mad at myself. I can be, but it didn't look right. When I go back at all my time, I look at it. It just didn't look right, and a lot of times that bit me as I progressed in basketball. You always hear little stuff that you didn't even think about it was dead, and it's like, come on, bro, like what I'm doing outside of that. But that rep of being a guy that was emotions, you know what I'm saying? It hurt what people think about you. It because for me it didn't matter. I knew what it was, but your
yeah,
perception of how people judge you sometimes does really matter. Me being young, I didn't really get that part because it's like, man, I'm playing basketball. I'm doing the right thing. I'm a good teammate. What does it matter if sometimes I get frustrated to throw my hands up? But it was just always a bigger picture than me. So sometimes we got to put that selfish side to us and like really do hard, a good understanding of like understanding is people are really watching everything about you in this game, and they look at everything, things you don't think they look at. Man, he put his hands on his knees this time. He was tired. He don't get up and down. Like, God, man,
yeah.
I did that one time, but one time is all it takes for them to put a label on you.
Label.
It's very hard to break. And once you get labels, it's hard to break them. No matter what you're doing, no matter how much you prove yourself, it's hard to break those labels. And that's something that I just say really like, yeah, that touch right there, because that's something that I really had to go through. But at the end of the day, that was something that made me better as a person, made me better as a basketball player and as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because it helped me to depend on a lot of stuff, which was the work. Like, man, you put in that work, you are, and I drove myself to the ground playing ball, but hey, it was my passion, and I love it to death, and I still love it, and I'm still going. I still play, and I just make sure I get these kids right. That's the number one goal for me now.
Well, I want to make sure we recap those things because you hit some great things. And one of the things I got from it is you said trust the process.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it looks like, whatever you're going through, because that's a key thing for me. Yeah. Trust the process. And then 2, you said make sure you grind hard.
Gotta
make
grind.
Sure you go in there and you grind hard and you put in that work. And then 3, you said don't wear your emotions.
Ooh, take them out. I should have made that one. Take them off, man.
I say that one for last because I felt the passion that you came with.
Now that one right there is a big one. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people misunderstand you. You know what I'm saying? They'll misunderstand you. They just don't understand you. If they get to know you, but looking from the outside, people going to judge. You know how that is. They judge a book by its cover. But once they actually get something, you get to know that book. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Mikhail got a question for you. Say, do you think you were ahead of your time, and seeing the game now fit right into it? He said Ben Simmons is him made all over.
Who he called? First of all, he called me. Hold on, wait, come on, like me?
Nah, BK the left.
Hey, the big tall guard. Yeah, maybe that part.
Yes, that, not the shooter. BK is shooter.
Score, man. Come on, man. Simmons ain't scoring the ball.
Well, he said you can score better. He said you can score better, but
for him to say that is crazy. For him to say that, because my strength has always been knowing how to make my teammates better. Passing is actually my strength. Nobody sort of know that because I put in a situation where I had to score.
They only
talk about my scoring, but they never looked at all 4 years. I led the team in points, but I also led the team in assists. All 4.
So, I didn't know that, BK.
Yeah, I led the team in assists too. But when I left I was third all time in the Big 12 when I left. Right, and so they always talked about the scoring, but my strength has always been on making my teammates better. So I get the comparison. I get what he's saying as far as that part of it, because when I came out, they said I was a tweener, like not really a point guard, not really a 2 guard, like sort of. But now that's all you see is position is basketball. It's just being able to bring that ball up. Hey, whoever can bring it up, that's really all you need. And got to be able to shoot, like I told you. Because at the end of the day, the greats you got to double those guys. And if you can knock shots down, man, shot making is a big part of the game today.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like he might be right, because Mikhail might be right, because say you were coming up in this time, and we back then we wanted to be classified. I'm a point guard or I'm a shooting guard, but now you see the 4-man bringing the ball up, like you don't know if LeBron the point guard or the forward. You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So you definitely probably maybe a little bit ahead of your time, and how your skill set was so diverse, and they want to try to put you in one position back then. But yeah, that's definitely something to think about.
Right.
But I don't know if I want to be compared to Ben Simmons either.
I know, right. His jump shot, that bro jump shot, man. I'm scoring that. I'm scoring that.
Well, but he did say you could score better. He said you could score better. That wasn't his point, but
he talking about that playmaking. He got to be. I would say the playmaking. He got to be the playmaking part of it. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he is in the NBA, so we're gonna give him that love. But I just don't him. Not being known for finishing is a part of the problem.
That's the difference. But the playmaking ability is definitely there.
Yeah. But you know what? Even going to A&M with you and seeing you play, I knew that you played with emotion. I think we both played with emotion.
Exactly.
Yours just was misinterpreted. Mine wasn't. So,
exactly.
I already know. I already know, because I seen you put the work in. And it's like when you're putting the work in and everybody else isn't, like, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's different.
Exactly. Yeah, they didn't understand that part. You putting the work in, sometimes you maybe feel like, man, come on now. Shoot, let's push. Let's push, man. So I was pushed like that. So it was like now you hear Kobe or Jordan and you hear LeBron. They hard to play with, they say, because they push their teammates. And my teammates understood that, but like we say, it's just the outside looking in. Sometimes it'd be misinterpreted. That's all it was. Because I just pushed. I worked hard, so I expected for everybody to have the same work ethic that I had. That's all it was. And shoot, I love the game. I just loved it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mr. Pender said, life lessons. Some of those things that you talked about, controlling your emotion, they life lessons that we have to
Sure.
just go through and learn. And
For sure.
hey, we don't learn them until we in the middle of them sometimes.
Exactly. I mean, it's something you got to go through, and that's what I said. It clearly is meant for me to go through those lessons to make sure I teach the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So when I see kids started playing with that emotion on their sleeves, I have to, hey, personal experience, leave it alone, man. Come on, I need you to do a little bit better with that, because I know what you mean, but I don't want people to, misinterpret, what I'm saying, your emotion for having a bad attitude or some things like that. So, hey, let's just try to clean that part up. And, that's just something that, like you said, I can sort of help with for sure.
Yeah.
Sammy, what's up, man?
Shout out to Sammy Davis.
Sammy, man. Sam was there too.
Yeah, another Aggie baby.
Man,
another Aggie baby.
We got these Aggies in the house, huh?
Hey, we represent, man. He actually got drafted to San Diego Chargers, right? Yep, San Diego Chargers.
My boy was nice on that field. He was on that field. I was on that court. You know what I'm saying?
Lockdown corner, boy. Lockdown corner.
Sure.
All right. Aggies. Y'all got me about to go put on Giggle Maggies.
Yeah. Put the Giggle Maggies on. Let's go, BK. Come on. Let's go, BK.
Well, I love y'all because them my colors right there. So, but I could definitely rock it. I don't have no problem with it. Right. I just want to be rocking it in September.
Carter with the UM. She's in the Kane gang. So she's
okay. All right.
And we play y'all. So that week I won't be rocking it, but any other time I'm all in.
We can respect that. We can respect it.
Carla, we ain't talking today. We not talking the day of the game. We can talk.
Hey,
yeah.
We'll talk the day before, and then we'll talk the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. Well, hey, but now we got this thing called the Hot Cross Zone that we ask you like 5 questions. Let you reel off your answer to those 5 questions. You think you ready?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope
right, so they're real simple. So what's your favorite food?
Chicken, any kind of way. Baked, fried, it doesn't matter. I'm a
man from Louisiana. He said chicken.
I know. I love chicken.
I thought you were going to say some gumbo.
Don't get it twisted. It got to be seasoned chicken. Chicken will be seasoned. So it's going to be seasoned. So that's the Louisiana part of it.
Okay. All right. So we finished eating. We're going to do dessert or no dessert?
Dessert. I'm greedy.
All right, you played that, that between the 1-2 position, whatever. You like the game fast or you like the game slow?
Man, God,
you putting a full court press on them or you slowing down half court?
As a coach, I'm full court pressing. As a player, I'm half court. I'm half court as a player. As a coach, hey, we pressing full court the whole game. Let's go.
What? Now tell me what's the difference, coach? What's the difference, BK?
I mean, man, I got to say, back then I had to save myself a little bit on that other end.
Oh, okay, I feel you. You had to put a lot of work in, so you like, come on, coach. I can't be going that hard.
If I could tell younger me that, hey, pick up full court, press up every time.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm telling my younger guys that though for sure.
But that's part of that being in shape and putting in that work though to be ready to do that. So you want to you got to put your team together. You got your point guard, your post player. Which one you picking first? You got to have one or the other. Point guard, post player. Which one you got?
Man, point guard. That's not coach man ain't no man. Listen, post man they matter, but they don't even matter as much in today's game.
Hey, the ball in your hand. I feel it.
Man. Like you said, LeBron James, point guard. He's a point guard. I don't care what position you. And that's who I used to be. If I look at something, hey, tell them to compare that because I sort of remind myself on that part. I can play a lot of positions. It don't matter what position you put me at, you still gonna end up being a point guard. It don't matter where you put me, you're gonna end up being a point guard. It does not matter. And that's
that's how I guess we end up with Giannis. We're out there shooting the 3, and hey, you gotta have the ball in my hand. So
gotta have it. Gotta have it.
All right. So the last question: who do you think will be the biggest winner of free agency this summer? Well. I guess for basketball, we got a lot of movement going on. We got KD.
Whoever get KD, whoever get KD, that's the biggest win. Because we already know. I feel Kyrie gonna go to the Lakers. I mean, I would love to see.
You think so?
I hope so. I mean, Bron, want him, give him Bron back. Give him back to him. It'll make basketball a little bit interesting. But whoever get KD, man, wherever KD's going, oh man.
Wait a minute, is Russell Westbrook still over there?
I'm sorry, Russ. No disrespect. No
Oh, because I'm about to say how that's gonna
disrespect to
work.
Russ, man. I just don't feel that him and Bron fit together. I don't think
so
he's a
either. I
bad
don't know who thought that would work.
I just feel like they too much of the same.
They too much of the same. Like, yeah.
It
Like
ain't
that
no
worked with a D Wade, but
but not Russ. You know what I'm saying? So
who do you think KD goes to? Who are your top 3 choices? If you could put him somewhere, where would you put him?
Golden State, just because I'm
you take him back. You take him back.
They take him back, man. Come on, y'all is unstoppable again. But you know he'll get too much criticism for that one, so I know he ain't coming back.
Yeah,
Miami, that look good. That look good. I can't front. That Miami, that look good. Him, Jimmy, and if they can keep Bam, oh my bad, y'all. If they can keep Bam, that'll be big.
that's
I don't see Phoenix.
You don't see Phoenix?
If he can get there, but like they said, you're not gonna get him there without Devin Booker. So, but if they can, Chris Paul him, and that's a problem too. But I feel like Miami is the best fit for him and Jimmy and.
But my thing is, will it cost us too much? You know, like, do we have enough to give to
find the money?
Let them all go. Let them all go. They got. Oh man, that's a special talent. If it's some way that they can keep, like I said, Bam and Jimmy, it'll work.
And Hero, Bam, Jimmy, and Hero, and then he can work.
I would love if they keep Hero. That'd be good. But I think he's going to be part of the piece here, good young piece. They don't need
part of the package.
They can't keep all of it. You know what I'm saying? But keep maybe a shooter for sure. One of those shooters. And man, Miami is known for drafting good, getting scrappy.
Yeah,
they scrappy. So that's what KD need, a bunch of scrappers around him, man. At the end of the day, scrappies and a bunch of scrappy players with a lot of shooting. Man, it's tough. That's tough. The ball movement is key. That's why the Brooklyn, I told them that'll never work. It's too much one-on-one. That ain't gonna. That basketball does not win. Then they say Golden State, but I mean Golden State moves the ball. It touches all 5 players. So
all of them.
That's not the same. You just can't get the ball to KD and just say, "Huh, he's great." But now they see it. Even that don't work. So that ball got to touch from one side to the other for them to be a great team. Hey, that team is a car team. Hey, team. You got team. You play team ball. That's the easiest way to win.
Will CP3 get a ring before it's all said and done? Because I feel like he had his chance and they blew it.
Yeah, he blew it.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading that.
Look at what Michael said.
Yeah, that's what I saw. CP, it's tough on CP. I say it like this: he won't get it at Phoenix. I don't feel like at least some kind of way he get KD over there type, something like that happened. But outside of that, like you said, that when they lost to Milwaukee, man, that hurt them that year. That was their year right there.
That was their year.
You gave Golden State a chance to get healthy. LeBron them still gonna be LeBron them. Shoot, Luka's getting better by the second. Man, that West is tough.
And Middleton come back. He gonna be
Milwaukee
tough.
Milwaukee would have won it this year probably with Middleton.
Yeah.
Carly, you know what Middleton went to school at?
Yeah. Tell her.
Yeah, go Aggies, baby. Let's go.
Look at it. That's why he went. I help out. He went right. He actually played with my brother. With my brother. Yep.
Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, I respect his game. He has a good game. Like I like him.
Middleton nice.
If he was healthy, Milwaukee would have been something to deal with.
He developed into a monster. Yeah, they would have wanted. I said he developed into a big time player now, Chris.
Right.
And that's another one of those guys. When you say hard work, I seen Chris. So every time I go see my brother, Chris was in that gym working out every time. I don't care when I went, he was always in that gym, and it showed. Because look at him now, like that's one of those signs of hard work pays off right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Put in the work.
Yep.
Go. Man, BK, we appreciate you, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. You drop gems, brother.
We appreciate you. Definitely a pleasure to meet you.
Same
and wishing you continuous success over there. Keep impacting those lives. You have the message, you have the passion. So I know you're gonna make a big difference in the lives of those youth over there.
All right. I appreciate y'all having me, man. Much love, for real. Much love. Right.
For
Much
Till
love.
sure.
next
My
time.
first podcast. I want to say this my first time. Actually, this is my first time.
Hey,
That's what I
let's
said. So
go.
hey, that's real.
Hey,
We
hey, many
appreciate you.
more start coming, bro.
Got
100%.
you.
Because
I
you,
got
I
you.
know you're gonna put the same amount of work in as a coach that you did as a player.
As a
So,
player for sure.
man, sky's the limit. I already know it's about to go down. I already see it,
Already.
bro.
You already know, sis.
Yeah, for
For sure.
sure. Until next
Appreciate
time,
you, man.
you take care.
All right.
I
See
appreciate you.
y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Man, listen, straight gems, straight jewels,
Yeah, yeah.
dropped them,
Yeah, he
man.
dropped he dropped some gems to really encourage. I mean, them three key things, they resonate with me big. Trusting the process, because a lot of times we question things and we don't understand why this happened, why that happened, and why. But to have a 17-year career overseas, I know it wasn't the NBA, but a lot of people aren't blessed with that. And so
Nope.
that all that experience, he gets to bring that back and really feed those kids that he gets to impact. And yeah, that was big. That was
Yeah,
big.
I'm telling you, man, 17 years in anything is a lot. That's a long time, man. You know what I'm
Long
saying? So for him to just, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I witnessed the grind. I watched the grind. So I know the work he put in. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, I was so happy and elated for him. And definitely, I'm telling you, I caught him in, I literally DM'd him on IG. Yo, BK, you in the Hall of Fame yet? And he was like, nah. I'm like, dang. So we was chopping it up a little bit. And then when it came around, he's going into it now, man. I'm so happy. He's going in with Gary Blair, you know,
Mm.
Johnny Manziel, Mike Evans. Like that
Ooh,
class is sticking.
yeah, that's a
All
nice guy.
things happen in God's timing, man.
Thank
I'm
God's
proud of
time.
that.
Trusting that process.
Yes, sir.
And y'all speaking like, and I know that, like he said, you can hear it in his voice that it weighed on him that he hadn't been recognized.
Yep.
And it probably get weary, but it tell you don't get weary in well doing. In due time, you will receive, your reward. So happy for him, excited for him to be able to get that. Let's shout out some of these people. Christian, we thank you. Hey, Coach Erica, Sonia, we appreciate y'all tuning in with us and commenting and sharing and liking. We really thank you guys so much for your consistent support. We do appreciate
Yeah. One thing about them, tell you, them Aggies, they came in, they showed up, and they showed out.
you.
Kristen, Aggie, listen, the Aggies are strong, man. Our network is strong. Kane
Yeah.
gang, I don't know what y'all gonna do in September, but
Hey, don't worry about it. We're gonna show up. We're gonna show out. We're gonna see. Y'all gonna see. Appreciate it. Hey, but
yeah,
hey T, well, we got one thing I did want to say. We've been touching on it every episode, so we do want to get an update on Brittany Griner,
yes,
and her pleading guilty to the charges. Yeah, look, just as I
yep,
was speaking it, Chris brought it up.
yep,
But yeah, definitely want to make sure we touch every time on that. But yeah, she actually pled guilty to the charges. When you look, and I really went back and did some extensive reading on this thing, they have a 99% conviction record. So didn't look good in that. A lot of people, one guy I was reading about, he said it could be a lot of conspiracy because they wanted to use her, could have wanted to allegedly use her as a political pawn. So we don't know for sure if she really did. Now, I remind you, she's been playing over there for double-digit years, 10, 11 years.
absolutely, yes,
So she
absolutely,
knows the laws. You know how many times she's traveled in and out of that country.
yep,
So you never know if they took her bag to the back and somebody, we see it done here in America. I'm not saying that's what happened. We're all speaking allegedly. So, but it may have been a strategy, a legal strategy for her to be able to get on to the next process
yes,
and possibly weigh some getting released or bargaining or whatever. So we definitely want to continue to pray for her.
absolutely,
And we really look for, it's been over 100 and something days. God forbid, worst case, I think maximum she could get 10 years
yes,
in a Russian prison, which is insane to think that that would happen to her. So definitely continue to call her name. If you believe in the power of prayer, continue to call her name for her safe return back home.
yep. And also, even on that, in the WNBA's All Star game, all of the players wore 42 with Brittany Griner's name on the back. So the entire league, one thing I can say about the league, they do stand up for social injustices.
Yeah.
And they do have each other's back. So it's great to see that part of the league, and our prayers are with her. I do think it
Definitely.
was a
Definitely.
a strategic move to plead
Mm-hmm.
guilty for her, and like, let's move on to the next step. What happens next? Let's negotiate getting her back
Right.
here.
Right.
They want someone released, and are we willing to give up the person that they want released? I guess that's the
Yeah,
question.
because that person that they want released, it's bigger than like this gentleman. I'm gonna call him. Charges are like terrorism, like weapons charges. Like he's allegedly a dangerous man.
Yeah,
So
they
I
call
don't
him
know
the
if the United
merchant
States we can
killer.
consider that.
They call him
Say
like the
again?
merchant killer or something. I think they call him
Yeah,
like
the
the merchant
merchant.
killer or something
Right,
like that.
right, right,
So,
right.
but we
So
we want her home. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get our own, bring our own back, and deal with the other parts later. But let's get her back to
right.
her family to have her mental intact, because that's tolling on your mental. You're just mental, man. Like your
Oh
mentality.
my God, got to be
It's
weighing on you. Yeah,
yeah, exactly, exactly.
definitely
So
weighing.
hey,
Hey, but
keep
let's
those
make sure
prayers.
we shout out our event we have Friday with the police department at Stranahan
Yes,
High School. Hey, nothing but the mogul herself, Takara Williams, is the keynote speaker. So let's get your kids ages, I think 12 to I believe it's 17, 18.
I think it's
Maybe
17. 17.
17, 12 to 17, boys or girls, boys and girls are invited. It's a free event. Definitely come out. You're going to get some great words. I am a presenter in one of the classrooms. Like I said, Takara is a keynote speaker. You're going to learn about etiquette, boys to men. There's so many things. We have the flyer posted on our social media as well. So if you have any young 12 to 17-year olds that you need to get them out the house on Friday, you
Yep.
can get them out your AC on Friday from 9 to 3 p.m. If you're not able to stay the entire time, hey, come and get what you can get. I believe they do provide food. I think they have a break or something like that for them. So it's a great event. So come on out and hope to see you there at Stranahan High School on Friday, July 15th.
Yep, and before we go, I need you guys to pay attention, because I'm not gonna let Carla get off this show before telling you guys this. She like to be so humble, but we're gonna pay attention. Carla just dropped her workbook for Notes from a Coach. She is a published author. She likes to be humble. See, BK, she don't want to wear her emotions on her sleeve, but I'm about to make her do it.
Yeah, I
Talk about your
appreciate
Notes
that.
from a Coach book and workbook, and where can they find it?
So notes from a coach. Thank you for that, T. I'll be laid
Sure.
back, but notes from a coach. Was released in 2017, and so have been in my backdrop in my mind. And then there's also a companion planner, so you can write your notes and gratitude and things like that in the planner. And then just got finished with the workbook, so I'm so excited that we released the ebook version, and by next week the paperback version should be available to purchase on Amazon. And you can also purchase it on my website. It'll be uploaded once the paperback is fully approved by the printers, the publisher at Amazon. Then I'll load it on the website, and you can order from me personally from my website, www.notesfromacoach.org. I'll say it again, www.notesfromacoach.org. You'll be able to purchase all three on that website directly from me, or you can go to Amazon and make the purchase. And I just appreciate it. It's the opportunity to be an impact in a positive way in the lives of our youth. So the companion book workbook goes together. You read the book. We have some activities in the workbook that you can do, and they go together. So I appreciate the love, T, and the opportunity to talk about that to the people.
For sure. And with that being said, good people, we're gonna let you get out of here. You know how we do.
Hey, remember, use the game. Don't let the game use you. Y'all stay blessed. Until next time, we appreciate y'all. Keisha Middlebrooks, love you. Hey, Sonia, we love you, man. Love you. Appreciate y'all. My basketball daughter and my sister. I appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all have a good one.